Well, for you folks out there that don't know about it, there was a great time in the LA bass scene here back in the mid to late 80s through the mid 90s. Uh, there was a store in LA called the Bass Center, and it was an extension of the British store, the Bass Center. It was begun by a gentleman named Alan. He decided to bring the store over to the United States, and I believe he had had a relationship with Chris Morey, who was the manager of the store. He was the ultimate choice for that. He had been working in Pomona at another store that was pretty much the Trace Elliott dealer for the United States. And when Alan decided to open the store, he grabbed Chris, and Chris was truly the best choice. Just a perfect option for running the store. He understood bass players. He was a bass player himself. He also was amazingly good with people. He really had extensive experience in retail and always was able to procure the best stuff for the store. And what's unusual about the Bass Center that was here was it was for bass only, and it also stocked things you would never see in one place altogether. It was amazing. The wide array of top-end instruments was incredible. The original store was opened in Calabasas, and it was there for a few years, or at least a couple of years. And wasn't the best location for the store, and they didn't really have enough room in there for a teaching staff or anything. So the store was pretty much product only, but in that store, you had things that, you'd never see at any other store. And I actually bought probably one of the first, if not the first, 5-string Federa made in that store back in the 80s. That bass was beautiful and great, just like they are today, but back then they didn't make electronics or pickups that would handle the 5th string, so it was quite suspect when you got to your low B or your G string. It just didn't have the coverage. But anyway, that store really was mind-blowing, and they decided to move it over to Studio City on Ventura Boulevard, which was right in the heart of everything, musically, and that part of LA was just an ideal place for it. And the store moved over there, and then they had the room for teaching staff, and that's what was truly amazing about the store. They had a staff there that you really could take advantage of 7 days a week for, the entire year, as opposed to having like a base camp where you'd only see a great bass teacher for a week maybe, and you're in a group and you're getting what you can from it. But at the Bass Center, we had all the top caliber players, and they were teaching one-on-one, and you could go as many times as you wanted, especially throughout the year. But and I was fortunate that Chris recognized my playing. I still to this day am humbled and lucky to have been in a group of guys like that. But we had an amazing staff of players. I had students from all over the world. People would come in from Japan for a bass lesson. It was crazy. But the staff, I mean, Nate Phillips was on staff as a teacher. Jeff Berlin did an amazing teaching there for a long time. And people who are fortunate enough to, get a lesson with him, I'm sure still are appreciative of it. We had Baba Elefante, who was like a 6-string Jaco Pastorius guy, truly beautiful playing. We can't remember if we had Marco Mendoza, but he may have been on staff. Even Chuck Rainey, I believe, came in periodically and taught some lessons. And, it was such a great hang. On any day, you would see amazing players there. Anything from Phil Chen to Nathan East. Oh, that was the other thing. They used to have really great clinics in the evenings. And, just all the top guys came in and, spent a couple hours giving you what you couldn't get anywhere else. They basically were giving of their time, and it was a true bass community that came together, and it was incredible. But like I was saying, any given day you could go into the store, and the top guys were hanging around buying something or whatever. I remember one day I was in there and the bass player from Aerosmith was there, and then he's talking to the guys at the counter, and the next thing you know, Carol Kay walks in, and you've got this wide range of the two extremes of bass players, and it was just amazing. I remember Carol Kay trying to pick up on the guy from Aerosmith. It's just nuts. But yeah, and I think the bass player for Bonnie Raitt was also in there that day too. So, things like that. It just a convergence of top session and touring artists were there at any given day. But the store had everything, and it was the biggest candy store you've ever seen. They'd have anything from Ken Smith to Federa to Wall to Alembic to just whatever was top of the line, it was hanging on the wall, and you could buy it right then and there. And like I say, Chris was really good at maintaining relationships with the manufacturers, and always kept the store well stocked. Sometimes it would take months to get things in, just because they were handmade, but it was truly a great place. And Chris was able to bring so many people together and basically keep that momentum of the store going. It was truly wonderful. I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again in our lifetime. I would love it if somebody would take on the challenge, but it's a different world today, and it's hard to have a focused store like that basically caters to one audience. But it was a truly amazing time, and I wish everybody could experience something like that. It was a great thing for me. I was so pleased to be part of that whole thing. Sad to see it go.